Welcome to Martial Mastery Media. Thank you for being part of our Martial Mastery Media community. We're excited to have you here on this deep martial arts journey. If you're passionate about exploring the origins, philosophies, and intricate techniques of various martial arts, then you've landed in the perfect dojo. On this channel, we go beyond the surface to uncover the roots, evolution, masters, and cultural legacy of martial arts systems from around the world. Whether it's striking, grappling, internal arts, or ancient battlefield systems, we dive into it all. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, Martial Mastery Media, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Like our video and share it with your friends, family, and fellow martial artists. Your support fuels our mission to continue sharing these powerful traditions with the world. Also, don't forget to check out our other channels. 1. Myths Through Time, where we delve into the myths, legends, gods, heroes, and ancient tales from cultures around the globe, and Galactic Secrets to explore space and alien life. Links to these channels can be found in the description below. And of course, we have an ever-expanding library of videos that cover everything from the history of karate, judo, aikido, and Brazilian jiu-jitsu to in-depth explorations of legendary martial artists, ancient weapons, traditional combat philosophies, and real-world applications. Make sure to explore them all. The complete history of Shootfighting is one of the most underrated and brutally effective hybrid martial arts systems in the world today. Its unique roots trace back to the post-World War II era in Japan, where professional wrestling began to evolve into a form of legitimate, unscripted combat known as shoot wrestling. This form emphasized real techniques, true resistance, and submission-based grappling over theatrical performance. 1. Origins and development. Shootfighting's lineage is a fascinating fusion of East and West, forged in the gritty dojos and underground arenas of Japan during the post-war era. Its origins trace back to catch wrestling, a brutal and pragmatic form of submission grappling that was brought to Japan by Western wrestlers. Japanese martial artists and professional wrestlers began adapting these techniques, blending them with native disciplines such as judo, karate, and aikido to create a new form of combat that prioritized realism and effectiveness over spectacle. By the 1970s, the martial arts world was shifting. The rise of full-contact karate, the popularity of Muay Thai, and the introduction of televised combat sports created an appetite for more authentic forms of fighting. Japanese promotions like New Japan Pro Wrestling, NJPW, and eventually the Universal Wrestling Federation, UWF, began to blur the lines between staged entertainment and real combat. These shoot-style matches were not mere performances. They were partially or fully unscripted fights that tested the true mettle of the competitors. The UWF in particular became a breeding ground for the future of combat sports. Fighters trained to deliver powerful strikes, execute clean throws, and apply submission holds with real pressure. The organization emphasized shoot realism, giving rise to a new generation of martial artists who were not bound by tradition, but by the desire to be effective in true combat situations. This shoot-style philosophy was embraced by martial artists like Masakatsu Funaki, Minoru Suzuki, and Yoshiaki Fujiwara, who later helped to shape the future of both MMA and professional wrestling. In the 1980s, Bart Vale, an American martial artist, traveled to Japan and immersed himself in this evolving scene. Recognizing its value and uniqueness, he coined the term shootfighting to describe the hybrid style that combined Muay Thai, catch wrestling, karate, boxing, and judo into a single integrated system. Upon returning to the United States, Vale brought this raw, no-nonsense style back with him and began popularizing it among Western martial artists and athletes seeking real-world effectiveness. His matches, often brutal and realistic, gained attention and helped cement shootfighting as a distinct martial discipline. Unlike many traditional systems bound by ceremonial rituals and fixed techniques, shootfighting evolved in real time, based on what worked and what didn't in live sparring and full-contact bouts. This pragmatism became its core philosophy. Whether it was fighting in rings, cages, or on the street, shootfighting's principles applied universally. The art combined the striking power of Muay Thai, the submission depth of catch wrestling, and the tactical movement of karate and judo, producing a complete combat athlete who could dominate in all ranges. From Japan's underground shoot rings to the birth of pancrase and the influence of the UFC, shoot fighting represents a key link in the evolutionary chain of martial arts, bridging the gap between tradition and innovation, style and substance, East and West. 2. The rise of shoot fighting. As a system, shoot fighting emerged as a distinct martial arts system in the 1990s, meeting the growing demand for practical, realistic combat techniques. It provided a solution for those seeking effective self-defense or competitive fighting in an evolving martial arts landscape. Bart Vale and the creation of the International Shoot Fighting Association, ISFA. Bart Vale, an American martial artist and former pro wrestler, played a pivotal role in formalizing shoot fighting. After training in Japan, Vale developed the hybrid art, blending striking, grappling, and submissions. He coined the term shoot fighting, and, in the early 1990s, established the International Shoot Fighting Association, ISFA, to create a structured curriculum. The ISFA helped shoot fighting gain widespread recognition as both a competitive sport and a self-defense system, attracting martial artists from various fields, including law enforcement and the military. Shoot fighting competitions and training. Methodology. Shoot fighting competitions focused on blending striking with grappling, using punches, kicks, elbows, takedowns, and submissions. The emphasis was on functional techniques tested under real competition conditions, rather than the more brutal, no-holds-barred styles of early MMA. Shoot fighting's training methodology prioritized live resistance training, preparing practitioners to execute techniques under pressure, which set it apart from traditional martial arts. The system integrated striking techniques from Muay Thai, boxing, and kickboxing, alongside grappling from catch wrestling, judo, and karate. This combination made shoot fighting a versatile system, ideal for real-world combat situations. Shoot fighting's influence on the rise of MMA. The 1990s, shoot fighting was seen as a strong competitor to the early UFC, as it already offered a fully integrated system for striking and grappling. The hybrid techniques from Muay Thai, catch wrestling, and other styles significantly contributed to the development of modern MMA. Many early UFC fighters used shoot fighting techniques, helping shape MMA into what it is today. Shoot fighting today and its continued influence. While shoot fighting's popularity waned as MMA grew, its influence remains evident in modern MMA training. Key aspects of shoot fighting, like live resistance training and a comprehensive approach to striking and grappling, are foundational in current combat sports. Military and law enforcement personnel continue to incorporate shoot fighting techniques into their training for self-defense and hand-to-hand combat. Shoot fighting techniques. Shoot fighting blends techniques from various martial arts, ensuring practitioners are well-rounded in all areas of combat. 1. Striking techniques. Muay Thai. Kicks, low, middle, high, knees, elbows, clinch work. Boxing, straight punches, hooks, uppercuts. Kickboxing, combining boxing punches with traditional kicks. 2. Grappling techniques. Catch wrestling, submission holds like kimura, Americana, armbar, takedowns and suplexes. Judo throws, hip throw, ogoshi, fireman's carry, soinag. Sambo, incorporating leg locks and ground control techniques. 3. Submission techniques, joint locks like guillotine choke, triangle choke, heel hooks. Pinning techniques to neutralize opponents. 4. Takedowns and takedown defense, double and single leg takedowns. Defensive techniques to avoid or counter takedowns with timing, footwork, and strikes. 3. Influence from pro wrestling to MMA. Shoot fighting bridged a vital gap between theatrical professional wrestling and the nascent world of mixed martial arts, MMA. Promotions such as Pancras, Shuto, and Rings took these ideas into the competitive realm. Early legends like Ken Shamrock, Bas Rutten, Frank Shamrock, Masakatsu Funaki, and Minoru Suzuki honed their skills under shoot fighting rules, setting the foundation for the UFC and modern MMA. Shoot fighting's legacy is further seen in the early days of Pride FC, where fighters demonstrated a seamless blend of strikes, submissions, and takedowns, hallmarks of shoot fighting's multi-range combat approach. It was a proving ground for martial artists to test their styles in raw, unfiltered combat. The intense realism and no-nonsense approach to combat also made it an excellent template for military hand-to-hand training. 4. Cultural and global expansion. As MMA exploded in popularity, shoot fighting's concepts were adopted around the globe. Martial arts schools in Europe, South America, and the United States began incorporating its curriculum, often unknowingly labeling it under MMA submission wrestling, or hybrid fighting. Despite its underrated recognition, shoot fighting remains one of the pillars upon which modern MMA was built. Today, shoot fighting continues to influence modern training regimens in law enforcement, military hand-to-hand combat programs, and private security forces. Its effectiveness, realism, and adaptability have kept it alive and thriving in elite combat circles worldwide. Shoot fighting is not just a combat sport. It is a philosophy of combat realism, mental toughness, and technical precision. It teaches its practitioners to dominate in all ranges of combat and under any circumstances, bridging the ancient warrior spirit with today's combative needs. 5. Masters of shoot fighting owes much of its development and global spread to a few influential martial artists. 1. Bart Vale, the founder of the ISFA and one of the pioneers in bringing shoot fighting to the West. 2. Ken Shamrock, known as the world's most dangerous man. He transitioned from pancrase to become a UFC legend and helped popularize shoot fighting-based techniques. 3. Frank Shamrock, a dynamic and tactical fighter who used shoot fighting's principles to become the first UFC middleweight champion. 4. Masakatsu Funaki, a co-founder of Pancrase and a master of catch wrestling who helped blend grappling with striking. 5. Minoru Suzuki, another Pancrase co-founder and early shoot-style innovator. 6. Rutten, a dangerous striker with a grappling foundation who became one of MMA's early superstars. These individuals pushed the boundaries of combat sports and elevated the art through their skill, charisma, and fearless competition. 6. Shoot fighting in pop culture. Shoot fighting may not be as frequently spotlighted as karate or kung fu, but it has made significant cultural impressions. Movies. 1. Shoot Fighter, Fight to the Death, 1993. A cult martial arts film featuring real shoot fighting techniques. 2. Blood sport-like tournament films, often inspired by hybrid styles resembling shoot fighting. 3. Never Back Down and Warrior, 2011. While not explicitly labeled, these films feature MMA techniques drawn from shoot fighting. Video games. 1. Tekken. Characters like King and Armor King use a mix of pro wrestling and shoot-style grappling. 2. UFC games. Many early fighters have shoot fighting roots or use similar grappling, striking blends. 3. Virtual Pro Wrestling, a Japanese wrestling game featuring shoot-style fighters with realistic movesets. UFC and combat sport shoot fighting laid the groundwork for many UFC stars. Before Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu dominated the octagon, fighters from Pancrase and Shuto brought shoot fighting's hybrid style into the cage. Its training methods are echoed in modern MMA camps worldwide. Shoot fighting's adaptability, realism, and refusal to adhere to one tradition have inspired the open-minded evolution of today's fighters. Its legacy continues not only in training halls and fight promotions, but also in how martial artists view and develop their craft in the 21st century. 7. Call for action! Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Martial Mastery Media for more in-depth explorations of martial arts history, technique, and philosophy. Tap the notification bell so you're the first to know when a new episode drops. And share this video with everyone who lives and breathes martial arts, because knowledge should always be shared. Watch our other popular videos too. 1. The history of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and the Gracie family. 2. The life and legacy of Bruce Lee. 3. The origins of Muay Boran and Muay Thai. 4. The Samurai Code and Japanese martial arts. 5. Kudo, the evolution of full contact karate. Stay sharp, stay strong, and always keep learning. OSS!